For me, tissue culture anthurium from the Green Escape is a hard pass. I would really hesitate to buy from them. Yeah, so hi guys. Welcome back, or welcome to Anna with Plants and with Dogs. Luca will be here because he loves opening packages, and you know, we need some good vibes for this package. I am not going to get into the background of this. This will be later in the video. I am just here to unbox it with you. Let's do it together, shall we? Do not look at the very sad Monstera behind me. Just pretend it's not there, okay? All right, Luke's, they gotta see. I am coming off of a work shift, hence my scrubs. So if I look a little ragged, it's because I've been working for 10 hours today. I paid for winter shipping. We'll see how they did. Take it off. It is insulated. That is a good start. And it looks like it has a heat pack, which is also good. It's not warm. It has been spent, which is not surprising considering how long it's been in the mail. Looks like they used some kind of insulated envelopes here. And there should be 3 plants in the box, which means maybe one of these packages has 2 plants in it. So that's what I'm going with. Let's open up the one that has one plant in it first. See, this is why I don't film at the end of a workday, because my mind is mush. Luca thinks it's for him. Okay. So we have the first one. I will let you read it. It's an Alocasia watsoniana, and it's called Glossy. I'll go ahead and pop up the pictures of what they looked like on Etsy, which is where I bought this from. Feels damp. This is Simba's. You want it, Simba? Feels very damp. I don't know if that's a good or a bad sign. All right, moment of truth. I think this will determine what all the other plants look like, I'm sure. Okay, I am nervous. I'm not even trying to be dramatic. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, okay. Oh, Luca likes floof. There's that. It's very cold, but it's not cold damaged. That is... Somebody has heard my prayers this last week. Okay, it's Luca approved. This is what the Watsoniana looks like. It just looked to me like a really nice, dark, glossy one. I will go into explanations after the unboxing, probably tomorrow when I have more of my brain function up here as to why I purchased what I purchased, all of that stuff. Promising. It's promising. I am surprised. Aren't you, boy? Okay, let's dig into the second package. You can tell I'm really trying to get through this quickly so I can get straight into my PJs, because that is the first step after I get off from work, is straight into PJs. Do you see him right now? Luca, this package is not for you. Okay, we got our second one. Still not the plant I made the whole purchase for, but we're getting close. This is another Alocasia. This is the Longaloba Silver. You can't see Simba because he's out. Oh, now you can see him, but he's also very interested. This is what I get for doing the unboxing on the ground. I thought it would be easier in case any soil spilled for cleanup, but now we have to deal with the dogs, so apologies. Okay, well, since the other one arrived pretty well, I'm hoping this one is also gonna be in the same shape. And by the way, these are not starter plugs like they normally do. They are in 4-inch pots. Okay, will it pass the dog's inspection? We'll see what they think. This is like a lot more paper than what I remember them packing with. It just keeps going. Aha, okay. We got some wrinkly leaves, that's fine. That's how Alocasia arrive. Oh, it looks good. It looks good. Luca removed the flue for me. Thank you, boy. Yeah, it doesn't look like a silver at this moment, but it's still pretty juvenile. Looks like a leaf is pushing. I was fearing way worse than this, so it's actually not that bad. This is ridiculous, you guys. You are not the stars. The stars are the plants here. Doesn't look that bad. Doesn't look like a silver, but again, maybe as it matures, we'll get into everything later, of course. We have the last package, and this one is by far the wettest. You can hopefully see behind Simba's head that it's very damp, and this is why I placed the order. If you happen to see my year-end wrap-up video, then you'll know that I wanted a Alocasia Watsoniana Lightning, and this is what it is, or what it is labeled to be anyway. So let's crack into her. I'm very interested to see if it'll just look like a regular one or if it'll be a little bit silvery. Simba, they really can't see anything past your head, you know that? Okay, we got more floof. Ooh, this one. Yeah. Yikes. Oh my God. I hope the camera caught that, but like a bug just flew out of it. It was like a little moth. That was unexpected. Okay, this one definitely got damaged, but it looks like damage from being too wet. Man, I really thought that all the plants, we were on a roll, you know? I was really, really hopeful that it was gonna be okay. Yeah, the leaves are not doing their hottest. Not looking their bestest. We do have a brand new leaf forming, so that's very promising. Very cold. I hesitate to say it's cold related just because the other plants arrived fine, but yeah, this doesn't look super hot, unfortunately. I can't even really tell if it was very lightning-esque just because the leaves, I mean, it doesn't look like it very much from what I can tell in the green that is left. But it's alive. The foliage, done. The new leaf is cold, very cold, doesn't seem to be damaged. So I think that'll make it. It's pretty gnarly. Other than that, 1 out of 3 is not bad. A little bit bummed it was the one that I was obviously the most excited for, but everything else arrived alive, which when I tell you how long these plants have been in the mail, you will also be pleasantly surprised with me. Yeah, it's not great, but it lives. Now all of the dogs are destroying everything that's down here. What else do we have in here? Okay, the rest, I'm just covered in dirt at this point. We have a receipt, and then we have new plant care stuff. It was packaged by Louisa. So she didn't do too bad of a job. I've seen worse from the shop. Oh my God, let me show you the dogs. Do you see them? What are you guys doing, huh? What are you up to? What you up to? What you up to? Yeah, so not too bad. All right, you guys, I am gonna change into my PJs and have a nice Tuesday night. I will see you tomorrow when we further inspect these plants, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what I did when I said that I wouldn't order from them before. Okay, I will see you later. Oh, hi, Seams. Hello and welcome back. It is Wednesday, my day off from work. It is the afternoon and we are getting to repotting the Alocasia and just seeing what's going on in there. I've been a lot better about immediately repotting plants after I receive them, just because if there's any problems with roots or God forbid they have root mealies or something like that, it doesn't stay in your collection to deteriorate even further. So that's what we're going to do today. Let me get my potting mat out. I was doing some plant chores earlier today, so I got a little bit of a dirty mat, but I mean, my potting mat is always dirty. Let's be real here. What shall we tackle first? I think we're going to tackle, okay, I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, we're going to tackle the Watsoniana because I have noticed it has slowly been yellowing. Definitely these leaves, but this one, so I'm thinking it might be a little bit dry here. Let's take off the tape and we'll see what's underneath. You're probably thinking to yourself, why in the world did she go ahead and purchase from the Green Escape when she just not even a couple months ago, said that she's not a fan of the plants that she's got in there. So I'm here to explain that while I unpot this. If you tuned into my 2025 wrapped video, then you will have known that I wanted a Alocasia Watsoniana lightning, and lo and behold, when I was browsing through Etsy, that is exactly what popped up. The photos don't exactly look how you would anticipate a lightning to look like, but again, you don't know the plant that it was tissue cultured from, so perhaps as it matures, that's what it'll turn into. And the thing with the Green Escape is the price is always right. You will find the most popular plants for much cheaper at the Green Escape, so I thought, why not? I think Cody just came home, so. If you've never ordered from them before, you actually have to purchase 2 plants. They will not let you order if you only buy 1. So I ended up buying 3 because the last time I attempted to order from them, I bought 2 and one of them was out of stock and they ended up canceling my order. So in order to avoid that, I'm like, why not just go ahead and let's pause filming. While we were gone, I decided to clean off the rest of the soil so you can have a look-see. This is what the root system looks like. It looks good. I didn't find any rotted roots, and this is actually like a growth point that's shooting off of the stem here, which is interesting. It's not a corm, because there's a corm down here, but this one looks like it's gonna be a totally other growth point. So very interesting. We're gonna put everything in self-watering. I'm also gonna keep it in probably like a prop box afterwards just to give it a boost of humidity so they all have like a good shot of transitioning over well. And the substrate that I am using is one that I have been trialing out because I've noticed a lot of my Alocasia that I bought come in it, so I decided to give it a shot. So it's fluval stratum and perlite, and the grade of perlite is number 2, so it's almost the same size as the beads of the stratum, and that's what we're using. The only thing that I will say about this is it doesn't really spread super evenly. I kind of have to grab clumps of it in order to grab half and half perlite and the stratum, so that is a little bit annoying. And it also reminds me of that ice cream that comes in like beads. I forgot what it was called. Totally reminds me of that. So anyway, we're just gonna situate this Alocasia in the pot and spread out the roots the best we can. Where was I in the story? I decided to buy 3 plants just because I didn't want my order canceled. I paid an extra $10 for the heat pack and insulation, so I paid extra for that. That purchase happened on January 1st. So January 2nd, I got a notification that it shipped, which was shocking because it usually takes a little bit for it to ship in my experience. Turns out it was just they created the label. They didn't actually have it all packed up and good to go. That happened, I believe, 5 days after the purchase date. So that was when it finally started to move. It wasn't until 11 days after that date that I actually got it. So it spent 11 days in transit because I noticed that it shipped ground saver, which is UPS ground, but instead of UPS being the party to deliver it to your home, it's actually your post office. They traded off. So instead of that, I decided to upgrade my shipping through UPS. They gave you that option, so I paid an extra $8 to upgrade the shipping to just UPS ground because they don't give you any other option other than ground, unfortunately, because I would have paid for like at least 3-day. That made it so it arrived 2 days earlier because it was projected to spend 13 days in the mail, so almost 2 weeks in the mail. The thing about the Green Escape, on top of having the lowest prices for plants because they are tissue culture, is you don't pay for the shipping. And I even tried to see if they had like an add-on option for the shipping, and they do not on the Etsy store or at the time that I bought. So that is why I am pleasantly surprised at the condition of the plants, and I'm so glad that they arrived how they did, because it could have been so much worse, because this is winter we're talking about, not the most ideal time to ship plants or buy plants for that matter. We got everything situated and this is what it looks like. Now let's go to the next one, which is the Longolobus silver, which again doesn't really look like a silver to me anyway. So that was the background behind why I placed the order. We're gonna launch into why I haven't had the best experiences with the Green Escape. So I pulled up my history with them to be very thorough. So I'm going to be referring to my notes down here. So my last attempted purchase was January 18th, 2025. So basically a year ago was when I last tried to order from them. And again, that order was canceled because one item was out of stock and they ended up canceling the order. Now, my last completed order where I actually did receive the plants that I ordered was May 9th, 2024. So now we're going back basically a year and a half. This was the last time I actually received plants from the Green Escape, and I looked up the tracking and it arrived in 11 days and it was shipped through USPS. I couldn't find what was the service they used because it's been too long. Long shipping times is just a thing that they do. So my order before that was March 28th of 2024, and that arrived in 9 days. And that is from the time that I ordered to the time that it arrived. And then my first order with them was on October 9th, 2023. So this is now 2 years and change. And that arrived in 8 days from the date I ordered it, and that was also through USPS. So I totaled up everything I spent through the Green Escape. It ended up being $448, which is a lot more than I thought that I spent, honestly, but I think one of the orders was quite a large order, and I think that was the March 28th one, because I remember unboxing a large order from them when we first moved in this house. I had about $76 in refunds, so in total, I really only spent $372, which is still a lot to give to a company. And let me just show you the roots, because we're pretty much done. I'm just gonna rinse off the rest of it. It used to be in a plug, but they took it out and the roots look good. So substrate was very dry, no corms or anything like that. This is what it looks like. So again, another good root system, no complaints there. Gonna use an older, oh, hi, Seam. Hi. I know, I heard you barking out there because there were kids in the park. He does not like it when kids play in the park that's next to our house. Does not like it one bit. Right? You gotta get a wick for this. Excuse me, Sims. Same as last time, self-watering with a wick, and we're going back to the refund part that I was talking about before. So why did I get all those in refunds? So it was partially because one was out of stock, and then I got 2 refunds because it didn't meet their standards of quality. I'm interested to know what exactly goes on behind the scenes when they do refund people, when they say that it doesn't meet their quality standards. I mean, I guess it's good to do that, because if you know the plants don't look good, then obviously you don't need them going out to your customers. And I'm not like a large scale plant shop, so I don't know the answer to this, but wouldn't you know the quality of your plants before you list them? Or maybe the operation is just so large that things happen. I don't know. I haven't ever had a company cancel on me and say that it was because of a quality standard thing. So I don't know. But then again, I don't really order from larger companies. Those were all of the times that I ordered from the Green Escape and how much I spent with them, just so you kind of get an idea of how many times I've had to interact with this company. So their plants are TC. That's why they're able to offer the prices that they offer. And I just, in my opinion, think that their tissue culture can be on the weaker side. I haven't bought any like Hoya or anything from them. I bought mainly alocasia, and only one I still have that's alive, which is my scalprum. All of the other ones did die, but I will say that I will take a lot of accountability in that, because a couple of years ago I just didn't know how to take care of alocasia properly, so take that with a grain of salt. However, I did buy 2 anthurium, and that was a purchase in October of 2023. I bought a seed grown clarinervium, and that ruined clarinervium for me because everyone was telling me that it was supposed to be an easy anthurium, and that was not my experience with the Green Escapes seed grown clarinervium. It would never hold on to more than 1 leaf. Anytime it would put out another leaf, it would promptly drop the older leaf, and that was just how it lived. And eventually I just got so tired with it, I ended up composting that plant. The king clarinervium, which I bought, was a plug, and you couldn't really tell what it was going to be, but I did grow that one up, and it did put out more mature looking leaves, and they were not king of clarinervium leaves. They looked like a regular clarinervium, and so it was not labeled correctly. And I have heard other people say that they have bought anthurium from them, were not correctly identified, and it ended up being a different plant. So those are the main points as to why. Is yes, you are paying a lower price and you don't have to pay for the shipping, but in my opinion there are more quality options even for tissue culture out there that may be more expensive, but in my opinion I would take a more higher quality plant for more money compared to a plant that might be genetically just weaker and you'll have a harder time. That's just me though. Okay, so this is apparently the Longolobus silver. Another thing is I'm just curious to see if they will still have that same problem of passing off plants that are not what they say they are. So if this is a silver, if that is a lightning, I think I have the tools now that I can hopefully grow them out a bit more and get them more mature to see if they really are what they say they are. So part of it was curiosity too. Let's talk about the last one and repot it. This is what I placed my order for. It looks even worse than it did last night, but this is what it looks like. The wet parts shriveled, and this is what we're getting. Yeah, so this is my plant. We're probably gonna cut off those leaves and leave the emerging leaf. Let's unwrap her, take her out of the nursery pot. Oh, this root system's actually pretty good. Before I take it apart, we got some roots wrapping around, so that's good to see. I will give it up to them. None of the plants I got from them were rotted, and from what I see on their reviews, if you do have a plant that was dead on arrival, they will refund you. They're pretty good about giving people refunds. If they have to give refunds quite often, because it is quite often, if you look at the reviews they've had, I would say every 1 to 2 out of 10 are a negative experience. So if they do have to refund people that often, this one's actually in a plug, so I'm gonna have to spend some time taking it out of this plug, which is quite unfortunate. I was thinking, like, what is that business model? Because they clearly haven't changed how they package plants. They haven't changed the speed of the shipping. If anything, it's kind of gotten worse. It made me think back to a term that I learned in my economics class, which is a loss leader situation. And usually the example people give with that is for a grocery store, they'll have these advertised food items that will get people in through the door, and they will actually lose in profit if people buy those items. However, those people are in the store already, and they're usually not just going to buy that item, they're going to buy a whole lot more than that. So that loss leader item is just to attract them in and to get their business essentially. So I think maybe the Green Escape uses that concept for their whole business. So they will offer these great deals on these really popular plants with free shipping on top of that. And they do know that a portion of the people that will buy a plant, you can't just buy one plant, you have to buy 2 plants. Remember that. And they're going to be okay to refund a plant or 2 because you ordered more plants than that. They captured your business, right? So I think all in all, they will still turn a profit even if they have to refund plants here or there, if that makes sense. They're not going for top quality experiences. They're just going for quantity and the lowest price. And they can offer the lowest price because of the quantity, just the sheer volume of business they do. I think they advertise themselves to be the #1 plant shop on all of Etsy. They do a lot of business. We actually have a corm in here, but I'm gonna try to keep it on. Sometimes they just fall off. That's my spiel on the Green Escape. I don't think they're a horrible company by any means. It's not like they're out here scamming people. It's a lesson in you get what you pay for, and that's why I just placed this order with morbid curiosity, and I don't really have any high hopes of getting spectacular plants out of this. It would be amazing if I do get some nice alocasia, just more of curiosity. We are back. I just cleaned off what I'm going to be using to pot this in. So this is one of those tall pots that have holes throughout the sides, kind of like a vent, and then this is like a pint food container cup, and these actually fit perfectly. This is the setup. You actually don't need a wick for this because this basically almost touches the bottom, so all you got to do is just put something in there. Actually, I found one chonky corm that I do want to pluck just because I'm very curious what the roots look like. All good and healthy, and quite a lot of corms are happening, but one in particular looks quite good, and it's this one. So let me just, oh, that one fell off. See, this is what happens. There we go. That one came off. Okay, so 2 came off, actually. I'll be able to pot these up separately. And I'll do that part off camera because I did recently do a plant chores where I showed you guys how I do that in those corm cups. And I've had good luck using this exact pot and cache pot for alocasia. They seem to like the aeration and humidity that happens within this container. Pretty much used all of the perlite and fluval in there, and I'm just gonna water it through. My hands are absolutely filthy. This is what happens with fluval. We're going to cut off the ugly looking leaves because they're not going to do anything for us. They're so far gone. This into a prop box and say a little prayer. I think it should be fine just because the root system looks good. This substrate tends to work really well. Let me wash my hands and wash this, and then we'll come back. We're back, and I wanted to tell you a story about one of my favorite plant shops to order from, which is Cactus and Exotics. They mainly sell Hoya. I think they only sell Hoya, question mark. Pretty sure they only sell Hoya. And I recently placed an order, well, not recently, I placed this order back in December, and it was one of the plants in that order was a Asami reversa, and I've never seen it before. What happened was this is the original plant that I ordered, and I unboxed it, and it actually came in pretty bad shape. All of the leaves were falling off of it, like just by touching it, they would just like all fall off. So this is what it looks like now, and it had a chance to dry out, and there are 2 leaves that are still hanging on. So I kind of wanted to pot this and see if it is worth saving or not. So for me, I thought that it was cold damage because when I felt the leaves, they were like icy, defrosting, and it was interesting because I ordered 2 plants. The other one was a Rhiannon, and the Rhiannon was fine. So it arrived in like a tall box, so I'm thinking maybe only like the bottom was in contact with something very cold, and that's what happened to this one. Anyway, I reached out to them. I ordered off of Palm Street, so that's how I talked to them. and they responded, were super nice about it, and they asked how the other plant was, and I said it was fine. And so they think that it was just over watering and the plant happened to rot. Regardless, they offered me a replacement at no charge. I ended up ordering one other plant on Alive. Even though this plant didn't arrive well, it was a really good experience. Sorry, the dogs were just going off. So this plant is fully dead. There were two actually in here, so this one's all gone. But this one actually I think I can save. There was some rot going on, as you can see, those really stringy bits that the sheath just pulled off from. That is all gone. Let me just chop off that bit. The stem looks fine. The leaves here are still green. So it's a very small cutting, but maybe I might be able to save it. So let me go ahead and insert the unboxing here just so you guys can kind of see the difference in how they ship, because their packaging actually inspired the packaging that I use for my plant shop. So I will insert the clip here now. You're about to crack open into this box. This box contains the replacement plant that arrived not very well to me, and also another plant that I purchased on a live of theirs later on. So they were able to ship both to me in the same package. I paid for 2-day air with heat pack and insulation, and it was fantastic. Heat pack was still warm. Insulation worked really well. This is their standard cardboard packaging. So I'm just trying to open this. As I remember, I did struggle a little bit. First plant is going to be the Lacunosa Asami Reversa. Is she not so cute? I think this plant is adorable. First of all, love the green edges, but I also love how bright the variegation is, and it's double-headed, as you can see. Next is going to be the plant I purchased on the live. And this is an ache, as you will be able to tell in a bit. This is the Ache Air Surrey. And I really loved the splashing on this one, and it also has a little bit of raised veination. You can see that the stem was bent, and I did end up having to chop. Oh yeah, I forgot that part. I said that's on me, which is true. It popped off accidentally, but those are the two plants that I got. As you saw, it arrived in great shape. This is what it looks like now. So still growing, doing well. They're really reliable for good quality Hoya. They do fast shipping. Their packaging, as you saw, is top notch. So this is my first experience with cactus and exotics giving me a plant that was in real bad shape. And even though it's not 100% dead, as we can see here, they did not hesitate in giving me another plant to replace this one. So it just kind of goes to show like what good customer service a plant shop that prides themselves in the quality of their plants and does stand behind it as well. And again, this isn't like huge shade to the Green Escape in any way. I do know that they're super popular and they will continue to be super popular. It's really two different models of business when it comes to plants. Let me go ahead and clear this off because we're gonna end out the video, and I didn't plan this at all, but since I already showed 2 unboxings on this video, why not show another 2 unboxings? The plant offerings have been really good lately. It's fun to watch people get new plants, so you can live through this video if you happen to not be buying plants because it's too cold where you live, or you're just not buying plants at the moment. Let's start with this box first. I won't tell you what's in it, just for surprise. I paid 2-day air for this and heat pack and insulation. So this was a purge on Facebook, and I want to say it was US Hoya Market. And heat pack is still warm, so that's great. We put those to the side. So this installation is interesting. It's not like the padded one, but just the regular. This is the seller that I got it from here. First time purchasing from her. And I do have a little tag, which I'll show you. I've actually owned this plant before. Comes in cardboard. That's stapled. So we're just gonna open that up. Tape to the cardboard. And we'll do the reveal. Ta-da! If you have been on my channel before this last year, then you already know what it is, and you're shocked that I'm trying again, because I'm shocked I'm trying again. This is a Madeira green edge. Of all of the modeled Hoya varieties out there, this is the one that I like the best, that looks the least sickly to me. And I did message the seller and I asked if the variegated leaves were the newest growth on it, and she did say yes. So these two leaves sprouted from these original prop leaves, and that's what it looks like. If you weren't here for the saga of my Madeira green edge, I originally purchased a cutting in the summer of 2024, and all throughout 2025 I was really trying to get variegation back in it because it just kept spitting out green leaves. Unfortunately, I couldn't fully get it to come back. I partially did, and so I ended up purging it on my plant shop. So if you do happen to have my Madeira green edge, tell me how it's doing. And I always love seeing updates of the plants that you guys have bought from me and how they're doing. I'm so curious, unless they died, because that makes me sad, because I do care about all my plants that I ship out. Seems like the original prop leaves was this one, and then the first one was this, and then the second shoot was this. Call this my second try with this plant. I will only give it a second try. I'm even surprised I'm giving this plant another try. I just really love the variegation on it, and yeah, would love to have a nice plant of this. Here's to try number 2. There will not be a third time's a charm. I'm just gonna water it through a little bit. It looks like it's in self-watering, pond, perlite, and fluval, so that's okay with me. I'll stick the tag in here, and that is the first one. Arrived safely, love that. Next box we have is from Palm Street, from another seller that I have not purchased from before, and I believe I purchased this in a purge. I did 3-day shipping with this one, however it arrived in 2 days, so bonus on that, and I did pay for insulation and a heat pack. It's been very cold in California, like freezing temperatures, overnight cold, and wow, this is double insulated. Look at that. That is impressive. That's awesome. And there's some peanuts in here. Heat pack is still warm too, so that's nice. Let me cut this open. This was another type of plant that I didn't see myself getting. I've been getting plants lately that have even been surprising me. I don't know what's up with that. Okay. Ooh, I got a sneak peek. She looks so pretty. And I believe the seller is Pierre's Plants. I'll go ahead and put their name up here. I think I've also seen them on Etsy too. It was really hard for me to pass this up because this used to be not even that long ago, like several months ago, 200, high hundreds, and I got this for like 50. So I thought that was really great, and it's an alocasia, and ooh, she looks so pretty. She actually looks like kind of caramelly. This is the leaf that drew me in, and then these are her other leaves. She's in moss. Oh, not in moss. What is the substrate in here? Okay, sorry, that took forever to unwrap, but it looks like it's in a plug, so tissue culture, which I wasn't surprised considering, I don't know, I think you can kind of tell with tissue culture alocasia sometimes, but this is a black velvet gold, or like a black gold velvet. I'm not sure. So I did say recently that Aurea variegation for alocasia is just not my jam. But with the black velvet, because the leaves get so dark, the Aurea does look like caramelly gold. So I do see why it's called that. In the photo, it was putting out a new leaf. I don't want to touch it too much. I don't know if it's gonna have some variegation because I know with Aurea variegation, it's almost like Polaroid, so it does burn in over time. Right now, I can't really see anything too distinct on it, but I'll keep an eye on it and see. But the other leaves were really consistently variegated, like even the really small ones came out. They all showed variegation, so that's why I ended up picking this one. This one, yeah, was the one that drew me in because that's so pretty. And yeah, I thought the deal was really good. It's literally a fraction of the price now than it was a couple months ago. So the price was right for me, and I decided to take the plunge because I really do love my pink black velvet right now. It's doing so well. It's also corming at the moment. I'm planning on doing like a walkthrough probably beginning of February. But anyway, I decided to add her to my collection just because I do have a lot of albo variegated plants. So I thought that she would add something different to my collection. And this has been like my approach with my alocasia collection. I want things to look quite different from each other. And then I'm taking another chance on the Madeira Green Edge. I'm not entirely sold. This is going to be an entirely new experience for me. Just knowing that it has recently produced variegated leaves, it gives me more confidence because my cutting that I had previously had beautifully variegated leaves, and then all of the leaves it gave were either like this or fully green. We're doing the reverse approach on this plant to see if it'll work. Both of the plants arrived perfectly. 4 unboxings in one video. I usually don't film unboxings, but timing was perfect. And I think the last unboxing I actually did on my channel was when Bashma sent me the plant supplies. And that was like in October last year. So yeah, new year, new plants. I hope that the year has been kind to you guys. And that concludes everything for this video. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed. Curious if you guys are buying plants right now, or is it too cold where you live? Let me know what you guys have been getting up to. I will see you in the next video. Bye.